Welcome to the Besties podcast on Besties Radio. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Besties podcast. This is our first show, and I'm so excited to have everyone here. We have Aaliyah. She is the co-owner of Lock-ish Hair and Fitness Apparel. We have Simply Naima, who is my partner and Besties in Business and Dunbar Business Associates. And we have our special guest, Jennifer. Hey, Jen.
Hi.
Jennifer is a mobile bartender. I've known her for, I don't know, over 10 years. It's been a long time. And she recently launched a new business, Snob Closet, in February, right?
Yeah.
And she said because she wanted everyone everywhere to feel good. You know what I mean? So we're going to discuss her business. We're going to discuss her hustle mentality and hopefully give you guys some encouragement so that you could do the same thing. So Jen, do you want to tell us a little bit about how you got started?
Yeah. So basically I got started with Snob Closet because through bartending you obviously have to look presentable. So I would go shopping literally every week to buy new outfits, make sure my makeup was done, make sure my hair was done, so forth and so on. But in the midst of me doing that, I had a lot of people that like regular customers that would come in and ask me, oh, where did you get this? Where did you get that? As far as like jewelry, makeup, who did your makeup? Who did your hair? Who did your, where do you get your clothes from? This and the third. And I had this one lady that stood out to me because she was one of my regular customers. She would come in every week and she was just like, girl, I just really want to walk through your closet. Like you literally be on point every time you come in here. So that's kind of where the closet idea came from, because I get a lot of people that's like, I just want to walk through your closet. Like, I just want to take this journey through your closet. Snob came into play because I feel like when it comes to your business, the way you present yourself, things like that, a lot of people are pretty much snobby when it comes to like their presentation of something, whether you're a hairstylist, a chef, a bartender, a makeup artist, you take ownership of what you do and you want to present it the best way you can. And I wanted to make light of that word. That word is like such a negative term that I wanted to like reverse it and make it into a positive. It's okay to like, be obsessed with what you're doing and make sure that your product is presented properly, your packaging is right, your items is right, your price is right, things like that. So I just merged those two together, and that's pretty much how I came up with Snob Closet. But what I pretty much give as far as like items is just everything from like apparel to body care. I have lip glosses. I'm trying to launch more makeup items, but I'm in the process of like researching and stuff like that. But I have candles now. I have a whole bunch of stuff because whatever's in your closet is pretty much going to be on my website. So that's pretty much how that came to be.
And that's awesome because you've always been fly since I know you since hair school. We actually met in hair school, the lashes and the makeup and going to the hair store by the L. So, and that's awesome that you can turn something that you love, a passion, into a business and grow and make money from that. That's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
So tell us a little bit about your mindset. Like, what did you have to do to actually take that leap of faith? I remember you saying that it was coming, you were working on something, and then you finally said, hey, it's here.
It was scary in the beginning because, to be honest, you get that stigma that is oversaturated. Everybody's selling lip gloss. Everybody's selling jewelry. Everybody's selling this. But what made me feel like, you know what, just do it. Don't worry about that. That mindset was that I can present what I have differently from everybody else. One, I'm a perfectionist. Like, I will not sleep until my whatever it is I'm putting out there is perfect. And it represents me. It's the face of what I'm doing. So for me, it's like, a lot of people are selling the same items you are, but you can present them differently. I've worked at a lot of different places when it comes to products that I could take away something that a lot of people or some people can't. So like, for instance, I really do heavy research when it comes to skincare because I worked at Lush. I was there for like 3 years. So I ate, slept, and breathed skincare. So body butters, oils, things like that. I know a lot about skincare. So I incorporated that into my products. The same with lashes. I took like a lash class before years ago. So I was taught how to apply lashes, how to wear lashes, what's the best type of lashes. So everything that I present or do is from a job in the past. Like even with the press on nails that I have, I used to be a nail tech assistant. So I learned a lot from her with details and how to make the nails and things like that, and what's the best products to use for a long lasting set, things like that. So for me, it was like, okay, even though everybody's doing the same thing, you can do it too, but you can do it in your own way to tap into your own type of market. There's people that's just like me, that's like loud, gaudy, they want the bling, they want a whole bunch of stuff. But then there's also people that's like more reserved and more quiet, and there's someone for that person. So I just kind of had to get over that stigma of being oversaturated, being in an oversaturated market, so that I could get past that and actually do what I want to do. Because I love everything that I put on my website. I love, whether it's sunglasses, necklaces, bracelets, rings, everything. I love it. So I can sell it because I love what it is, and I take the time out to research what it is and make sure I'm coming up with the best product.
Any other questions, guys? I don't want to take over everything.
No, I mean, I have more like a comment. I was having a conversation with a friend of mine earlier today. It's funny because everybody is not for you, and me and the young lady, we were talking, and she was like, I'm such an introvert. She was like, and I think that I'm gonna have a problem identifying with people, as a result of that. And I immediately thought about Khadija because you're doing everything like with your introvert self. You
Yeah.
Yeah.
make these connections with people like Jennifer, and all of these people who have these wonderful personalities and these different personalities that can help, mold other up and coming entrepreneurs. But it made me laugh because you can relate to everybody based on your personality. You know what I mean? And personality is everything. So while you're talking, I'm thinking, like, I see you and everything that you post on your page and all of your personality, right? So it's like, okay,
Yeah.
that's Jennifer. Like, this is her
Right.
presentation. So I think that you're absolutely, 100% right on. And though when you're passionate about what it is that you're doing, when you love it because it comes from you, that's
Yeah.
when it's important to tap into that. When you feel like you're not getting the support, or you don't have a cheerleader, or your friends aren't supporting you, or your family is not supporting you, when you're doing it from a space of like love, because this is really like literally who you are, like you said, a reflection of you, it makes it so much better. And I think that it makes the satisfaction taste even greater.
Yeah.
So just keep doing what you're doing. I'm just laughing and reflecting.
We have comments from Facebook. Someone said it's very hard because the minute you change your style, someone takes it. You try to remain different. And I mean, just piggybacking off of what you said about being an introvert, I think what works for me is that even though I'm an introvert, I stay true to that. Like I'm genuine, I'm who I am. I don't try to be anybody else, and people just like me. And that's how you succeed in business. When people know you, they like you, they feel like they know you, so they will follow you. They will
Right.
do whatever you do. And I think that's why I have such long-lasting friendships and relationships with people. People that I met years ago are in besties right now, just
Yeah.
on the strength of me.
Right.
Um, and a lot of people are trying to do what I'm doing. There are people who I see who, you were on this type of time and now you want to do this. And I'm like, that's fine, but you're not being who you are. You're not being genuine. So I think that's important, along with having the right mindset to know that I will not lose. It doesn't matter what happens. I'm going to keep pushing forward. You know what I mean? I'm going to succeed regardless of whatever obstacles come my way.
Right.
So, what do you see coming up next for Snob Closet? Or you don't really talk much about the mobile bartending because I partake in that as well.
You do.
And I have my lip gloss here. I'm a supporter of all things Jennifer
Yes.
and Bestie. So I have my lip gloss and my adult beverages. So where do you see yourself going with your business?
I'm trying not to lose focus on Queen of Mix, because that's pretty much how I got started. Like that just was a snowball effect into Snob Closet. But because I've been so hands-on with Snob Closet and I've been like trying to perfect everything, get new stuff out, keep people excited, keep people engaged, it Queen of Mix kind of just fell to the background. But I will say that I do have such a strong and good clientele that people still come to me for drinks. They're like, "Oh, you selling drinks?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I didn't post like nothing in like 2 weeks." So,
Right.
I mean, it just really shows how well I've done with that business. I'm still trying to push it forward and like still post here and there or still like show my face or whatever. But I've been so busy with Snob Closet. I literally was just saying yesterday that I need to like map out time for social media because I do need to still show my face, show that, you know, I am still selling drinks. I am still bartending. You know, you still can book me for, you know, events and things like that. It's just I've been so hands-on with the other business that I just kind of put that one on the back burner, and you know I don't want to do that. But I mean, as far as what's coming next, I don't know yet. Usually stuff hits me in the middle of the night and then I'll just add it to the site or I'll research it and then it'll just pop up. I don't really like sit there and be like, okay, this is what's coming next. I'm going to do this week, this week. It usually just comes to me like I'll do bracelets, and in the middle of me doing bracelets, my mom will be like, well, why don't you do candles? I'm like, I don't want to do candles. And then I'll be up until the wee hours of the night because I cannot sleep because my mind keeps thinking about all these scents of candles I should do. That's how I ended up launching the candles. So usually ideas just hit me and I'll just do it. A lot of times it's because of stuff that I like. So I'll add it to the website. But as of right now, I think I have everything I want on there. It's just, you never know. I could lay down tonight and then something will hit me and then I'll be up until 4 a.m. researching whatever it is. And then
Our phone is breaking up.
my
Your phone was breaking up on that last part. We do have a question though. How do you balance more than one business? Any recommendations?
So I try to, okay, so basically I will spend time on one business as far as like getting everything done. I'll have like a list of what I need to get done with that business. And then I'll make another list of things that I need to get done with the other. And then honestly, you just knock everything off one at a time. If you try and do everything at once, you'll get overwhelmed and then you won't, you know, accomplish everything. So I try and have, okay, what do I need to do with this one? What do I need to get done with this one? And then I'll start working my way down on one. If I can do like 2 or 3 things that's on that list, like let's say if I have 10 things on one list, I'll try and knock off as many as I can. Once I'm done with that list, I'll start to work on the next one. But I try not to overwhelm myself because then I just shut down and I won't do it. So I try and do a little at a time, but I'm so motivated between the 2 businesses that I don't have a problem working on them all day long. Cause I mean, we're still kind of quarantined, if not, but I have time to do it. So I just try and get as much done as possible.
Are you still working full time?
No. So we were furloughed for about 6 months. Now they are kind of like cutting back a lot of people and letting people go because the hours are shortened now because of COVID. So they don't need the whole staff. So they let a lot of the staff go. So now I'm fully invested in what I'm doing.
Okay. Go ahead, Leah.
Do you have any advice for anyone who is like scared or like holding back on starting their business?
Not really. Huh? What? Sorry. No. I'm sorry. What was the question again? I apologize.
Uh, like, do you have any advice for anyone who's like scared or holding back on starting their business?
As far as like being scared, you really don't know your true potential until you go forth. The worst thing that can happen is failure. But if you're motivated and dedicated to what you're doing, I mean, you could just get back up and try again. I still to this day will do something and it won't work. And then I'll just eliminate the whole thing and I'll start all over again. I can't tell you how many times I tried to make a product that just did not work
Mhm.
out, and I got so discouraged because one, I'm losing money, and two, I don't want to present something that's not really great. But failure is like literally your worst enemy. And honestly, once you come to grips with knowing that, okay, this may or may not work, but I'm willing to keep trying until it do work, that'll be like your best friend, to be completely honest, because it's not really much you can do other than try. If it doesn't work, I mean, God might bless you with another idea to do something else, but at least try, because then you have that regret of someone else doing something that you wanted to do and you're like, dang, I had the idea 2 years ago, I should have went forward with it. You never know what can happen. So at least like
Right.
just put put some sort of effort into it and see what happens.
And you know what? Failure is just a part of the journey. Like if you're not failing, you're not growing. And you
Mm-hmm.
may think it's a failure, but it's really a lesson. A lot of things I've tried, it didn't work, but I've met somebody along the way that helped me later on in life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we went to school to do hair, and a lot of people who we went to school with, they aren't even doing hair, but they're being successful doing something else. So they
Yeah.
what may seem like a failure in that instance really was not, because now 10 years later we're vibing, we're doing something else, and we're
Mm-hmm.
helping each other build businesses. So you never know until you actually try it.
Right.
And you know, I said it before, I came from a cold calling environment where you're calling 100 people on the phone and they're like, no, 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 hanging up the phone. Well, I mean, that's like 100 failures just to get the one yes. And that's fine,
Mm-hmm.
because if I know that if I have to go through 100 to get the one yes, at least I have a goal. So I'm
Yeah.
not fearful of that first 100, because I know, okay, I just have to get through these to get to my yes.
Right.
So I mean, just my advice for young people, just don't be afraid. You're young, time is on your side. I say
It
go
really
for it.
is.
You had plenty of time to fail a few times.
Yeah.
And then, you know, don't wait until you're 30 or 40 and now you're like, let me just try something. And then you have life and responsibilities. I say, do it now, fail early, fail often. And, you know, oh, here we go. How do you avoid burnout as a business owner?
I try and map out time for myself. So self-care Sunday, I'll just Sunday just I do no social media. I don't, take any calls. I won't answer any emails. I'll do everything that I want to do. Whether it's make myself a cup of tea, sit on my balcony, go get dinner somewhere. I'll just map out that day for myself and I'll just do whatever, I want to do. Also, taking breaks. It's okay to like take a break every now and again from, if you get too overwhelmed with social media or you get too overwhelmed with a product or if you get too overwhelmed with packaging orders and stuff, just take a break. Like you have to take a break. You have to rest. Like a lot of people go off this stigma, oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead. Okay, well, you're gonna die really soon, because if you're not getting no sleep, how you gonna be productive? I love
Mhm.
sleep. So if I can get a nap in here and there, I will do that as well. So you
Mhm.
definitely have to take care of yourself. Listen to your body. Your body always tells you when you had enough. And then also just like relax and just make time to treat yourself to something that you want. It that motivates you to keep going. Like every 2 weeks I buy myself flowers for the house. Like I'll have flowers in the bedroom, I have flowers in the living room, I have flowers in the dining room. That's something that makes me happy. When I look at flowers every day, like fresh flowers, it makes me happy. So I do that for myself every 2 weeks. But you got to map out time for yourself. Like you can't just keep going and going and going and going and going and never take a break and reflect on yourself. You just have to, like, sometimes you got to stop.
You know, Naima can comment on that. Taking time for yourself, because I'm always telling her, Naima, you need to,
Yeah,
and we don't do it, but
Yeah, it's hard because when you get motivated, when you get going, you
but I
forget
mean,
how much
what
time goes
happens is
by. You
those
don't
things
you
begin
don't
to
take time for
manifest.
yourself.
Right, right. And then those things begin to manifest like issues and stress and being
Yes.
overwhelmed to begin to manifest physically, So
Mm-hmm.
one of my biggest things, like in my career path, I'm a social worker by trade. So I'm always bringing emotions, and social emotional intelligence, like everything, even when I'm dealing with my family, if I'm dealing with business, like whatever the case may be. But because I'm so used to helping people, I find myself doing it all of the time. So trying to
Mm-hmm.
balance a business or two, a not for profit, friendships, relationships, your own sanity, you know, it becomes really, really challenging. And I literally, like, my body shut down. In the past, I would feel like that was a bad thing. But, as I got older, I began to just listen more to those early symptoms, like the burnout is not good. Like it literally is not a race. It literally is a marathon. Like Naima, like you don't have to sprint everywhere.
Right.
Baby steps. Even when you get there, you can get there in baby steps. So that's true. It's too much.
LaShawn said, "Time flies, especially when your business fun." She said, "Flower." She gets those flowers like you, Jen.
Yeah.
And she said, "Girl, yes, those naps that make you ask what time and date it is when you wake up."
Yeah. It
uh,
really do.
and
It
she
really
also
do.
asked, "What about people that use their business as a therapy?" Which I think that's what I do.
Hmm.
I kind of lean on that to take my mind off of everything else that's going on around me. A lot of people probably wouldn't even believe what's going on in my life over the past few months, but I just throw myself into my business. So I know a lot of people do that as well. That's kind of like a therapy, especially if you're doing something that you love. That goes back to what we were talking about. Like if you're passionate about it, you can be up all night and get up in the middle of the night with an idea and
Yes.
execute it the next couple of days because you're passionate about it. You love what you do. But self-care is important.
It is. Yeah, it's definitely therapy for me too
Gotta
because
have a
I
balance.
get excited when I map out, okay, I gotta, I'm out of, body butters, I gotta make them today. So when I get up in the morning, I'm like super excited. When I worked my 9 to 5, I hated inventory day. I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm thinking about
Mm-hmm.
calling out. I hate this job. Like, I don't want to be here. But with my own business, it's like I'm excited. I'm excited. Like, okay, I got to make lip glosses today. I got to make this, and this today. Like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited about it. So to me, it is therapy because I'm actually doing what I want to do and I'm selling what I like,
Mm-hmm.
opposed to selling what sells. Like, a lot of people go and do their own business because they see X, Y, and Z. This other person is making hundreds of thousands of dollars off of an item or a product, but they don't like selling it. They don't know how to talk about it. They don't know how, the product works. They're just selling it because of what it works or how it works for someone else. I'm actually doing the things that I like as far as that goes. So I'm always excited to do it. So yeah, I definitely feel like it's therapy for me as well.
Definitely. I know I do. That's what I use my business for. And me and when we talked about leaving our jobs and doing this, we always talked about, I don't want to do that. Like I did that before. I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z. If I was writing grant proposals when I was at work, I'm not trying to do it now because it's not something that I love. We want to do something that we love, something that
Right.
makes us happy. You know what I mean? So I think that's super important. LaShawn says she's an educator and her business makes her so happy. So, find something that you love.
Yeah, definitely.
So, we're going to take like a 2-minute break. We'll be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. Whenever I need motivation or encouragement, I listen to the Besties podcast on Besties Radio every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hi, my name is Summer, and you are listening to the Besties podcast on Besties Radio every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
My name is Crystal Irvin, and you are listening to the Besties podcast on Besties Radio every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hey, my name is Kendra, and you are listening to the Besties podcast on Besties Radio every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Okay. We are back. So, before I ask my last couple of questions, Naima, you have any questions or comments, or Leah, before we close out the show?
No, I'm just excited that this is
Kinga?
our first
Oh.
podcast. I'm always a bucket of nerves, and I got so much going on, and it's like you don't ever know what to expect on these things. I hate being on camera, but this is so great. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to um, seriously show what it is that we're trying to do. As a group, as a sisterhood, as a brotherhood. So, Jennifer, I'm just glad that you're here. Khadija, I always am. I'm never surprised at your ideas and everything that it is that you want to do to help other young ladies and women and business professionals and things like that. So I'm excited for what's to come. But I did want to
Yeah.
address Aaliyah really quick because we oftentimes, have these conversations with our children who are so intelligent and creative, um, right? And they're like firecrackers. But then when it comes time for them to do what we know that they love, like they have the fear. And as adults, we have that same fear. But what I want to remind, Aaliyah, is that the time that I thought I had at your age, I didn't have in reality. So you don't have time. Hold on to what it is that you want to do, your business, and get going, sweetheart. Because tomorrow is not promised for any of us. It's so many young millionaires out there, and we're all just trying to be a
Mm-hmm.
part of them. Okay, so don't
Yes.
wait. Start today.
And I want
Okay.
to say thank you to LaShawn. She had a dynamic, awesome, powerful podcast course that taught me all about the platform, just the format, everything. Aaliyah didn't run as smoothly as I wanted to today, but I did it anyway. Like I took that leap of faith. I did it anyway. And if anybody is an introvert, you know that it is me. And the fact that I'm sitting here now, live on multiple platforms, talking in front of people is
Right.
a huge step. And if I
Right.
can do it, you can do it. Trust me.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to make sure everybody gets the information for her class, because it's another level up in your business. I mean, why not? You want to encourage people. You want to get people. Well, I know that's my goal. I'm trying to create millionaires however I can. You know what I mean? I want at least 10 millionaires in that besties group a year, and we're going to do it. You just have to be on board, and follow the plan. I'm out here trying to make it happen for us all. So I'm so thankful for you, Jen, for
Yeah.
always rocking with me through all these years. And here we are again.
Definitely. Yes.
Um, I'm just excited. So thank you all again. And we will be here again, same time next week, 8 p.m., with another special guest, giving you guys some encouragement, some motivation. You can do it. We're going to be millionaires, and let's get this money. All right, bye.
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 Bye. Welcome to the Besties Podcast on Besties Radio.